All right, here's a different video on hand wrapping. So we're gonna go from our perspective. So let's keep in mind that this is the bottom, that's the top. Even if you mess it up, you can always fix it at the end. All right, so I'm gonna put on my thumb. I'm just gonna bring it around just so that the bottom is at the bottom and the top's on the top. All right, so I'm gonna loop around my wrist 3 times, not too loose, not too tight. All right, making sure they're kind of pretty much on top of each other. All right, so when you get to a point where you've been wrapping your hands so much, you're gonna see, well, dang, right there is pretty much where I go around my thumb at all the time. So it'll tell you, all right, almost a little roadmap. So I'm gonna go around my thumb. All right, not too loose, not too tight, but I wanna go nice tight, but not too nice, not too crazy. All right, so I'm gonna go around my knuckles now, building my pat, keeping my fingers spaced up the whole entire time. So normally, depending on how long your wraps are, is how many times you're gonna go around. These are 120. The longest is 180 centimeters. All right, the shortest is 108. All right, but I keep going up until it's dangling on the ground, trying to put one on top of the other. All right, so you want to do it and come around real quick until it's dangling. See, it's not dangling yet, still got a little bit more to go. So we make sure, sometimes I give it a nice little pull each time I go around. That way is that it doesn't get too loose, it doesn't get too slack. All right, go one more time. So I don't know if you can see it, right? But it's pretty much dangling close to the ground. If you're like, I don't have time to be, dealing with this, not knowing if it's the right, as long as if it's on the ground, you can go around. All right, you can start it. It's just that whatever you have left, you're just gonna wrap it around your wrist. All right, so I'm just gonna bring it around. Again, like I said, it's just that little bit when I come around, the little pull. All right, you can get that pull because your fingers are spaced. But if you get that pull and your fingers start closing, you're gonna have to go back. All right, so let me come around. So now we're making X's. So this is the first part of our X. Always starting off on our pinky side. All right, so we're gonna come around our wrist, and we're gonna go through our ring and our pinky, and we're gonna cut across in between the index and the thumb. See, our first X is done. So now we're gonna start our second X. All right, see, same thing. I give a little tuck every time because I want it nice and tight, but I don't want it too tight. All right, I know you can hear me keep saying that, but I'm telling you, people do that. They don't think about what they're doing. And next thing you know, their hands are numb and they're freaking out. All right, so we just finished our second X. All right, so last but not least, we go between the middle and the ring and the pointer, cut always across. All right, so we're gonna back up real quick because I was talking. All right, so keep in mind, once we finish that's first X, all right, you go further even back. So we finish our first X, we're gonna cut across every time in between the index and thumb. All right, keeping it nice tight, giving it a nice pull. All right, so now we're gonna cut it in the middle. All right, same thing. I cut across. Give you a little look from the front. All right, give a little tug. Last but not least, index and middle. All right, so, and like I said, finish here. So let's back up again. All right, so like I said, you can go that way. The next direction we can go is we can start with the middle and index and cut across. Same thing. Whichever direction you go, you're still going to cut across in the middle. All right, so you can go from left to right, right to left. But each one you're going to do exactly the same, cutting across. Like I said, I got some excess, so I'm going to finish it around my wrist. All right, so it should look like this. Okay, like MMA glove, kind of pull my fist to my knuckles, make sure My wrist is nice and tight. You can kind of turn it a little bit. It tightens it up. If you want to make it extra tight so it doesn't loosen up while you're striking, you can put some tape around the wrist. That's not a problem. All right, hope this helps. Any questions, feel free to ask.